All right. What's going on, party people? Sitting over here doing a whole bunch of other little things left and right. All right, all righty. So I think we are on and popping, and all right, video looking good over yonder. Oh man, oh man, I'm tired. Physically, I mean physically, yeah, physically. Um, oh, one of my earpieces missing. Okay, one of my earpieces is missing. Where's my earpiece? Hold on. All right, yeah, had to get my other earpiece. All right. So, what's going on, party people? All right, we got Miss Loretta rolling on up into his house and everything. And feel free to hit that like button, y'all. Appreciate that. Um, YouTube, they like it when you hit the like button and everything. So I appreciate y'all doing that. Good afternoon to you, Miss Iris. And Charlene Bush. Got the nice little hoop earrings going on. Got the red going on, Miss Dobbins. I ain't heard from you in a while, I don't think. Yeah. Yeah, Miss Dobbins. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, oh man. Oh man. I'm already doing that. All right. I'm just trying to get all y'all know how I do. I be trying to get all my logistics straight ahead of time, and I don't have it straight. So, all right. So I think I'm I think I'm good to go now. All right. So a lot of times I like to monitor it on other devices, make sure stuff is coming up right. But I gotta keep an eye on my groundworks because there's some people, some new folk up in here in the area. They've been giving me some competition, snatching up some of the orders on groundworks and everything. So I gotta show these little young bucks, and young fillies how we do it, So I gotta start back getting my orders from them, you know. Yeah, they be snatching them orders quick and stuff. Like I used to when I was a little bit younger in the game with this. But I'm still getting the orders. I'm still getting the orders that I need. What's going on, Stephanie, Pamela, Shelly, Teresa? Yeah, yeah. And let's see here. So I got a story for y'all today. I got a story for y'all today. I mean, everybody always talking about what's going on, my man. Yeah. Now, ladies, this here today is for y'all. Okay. Don't make me look bad by having a little thumbnail talking about it's the ladies and this, that, and the other, and y'all don't want to pop up here. So I'm gonna share y'all my story. Me and Q was talking about this early. Oh, you waiting on a bento box? I'm gonna tell you, them bento boxes are nice. Them things are good. Got all the food groups that you want. Didn't say they was healthy, but they got a food group in there that I like and everything. So yeah, sand. I heard of sand castles. I don't know anything about them at all. Oh, they were looking for me this morning at Clubhouse. That's why I got to tell you the story. That's why I wasn't there in Clubhouse this morning. Yeah, they were looking for me in Clubhouse. Normally on Fridays, I slide in there, and I thought I was going to be able to, but I couldn't because of what I'm getting ready to tell y'all now. So, and thank you very much. Yes, I'm trying to do the best I can to give y'all some great content. So everybody's talking about, as y'all always, well, if you've been following me for a while, like Caprentice, he's been kicking it for a good little while, and I know Q's been with me for a while. and some of you others have been also. Y'all know every time I talk about a $60 order, everybody starts popping up out of nowhere. Everybody starts want to have something to say and want to correct me and put me in check. And they always want to talk about the expenses and your time and all of that kind of stuff. So today I had a commercial loan to do. It was an SBA loan. A lot of times they are very, very easy. What's going on, Michelle? The SBA loans, in my opinion, are very simple to do, no different than a reverse mortgage. What's going on, Robin? I know school is slowing down for you soon, so she'll be back to really doing the notary stuff. So, well, when you don't sketch out houses, I mean, if you don't do the interior, I mean, you can do other work, but you should. Well, you have to sketch the house out. If they ask you to sketch the house out, you got to sketch it out in the app thing. That's standard. I mean, you have to do that. You can't submit it without the sketch. That's the thing, and all of that. So you do have to sketch it. So today I had an SBA loan. I'm thinking I'm gonna get in, get out. Now with the SBA loans, and this is where the mobile office comes into play. You have to have a scanner so that you can scan everything back. Now, for a lot of people, they go with the Raven. Nothing wrong with the Raven. I have my brother, and what a lot of people don't realize is that the brother can do the same thing as the Raven. It can scan to the cloud, it can scan to Google, it can scan to Dropbox, Evernote, OneNote, all of it. It can scan to all of those different things. A lot of people think, and yes, the brother scanner is a little bit funky in the way it's shaped. The Raven looks slicker, and then you got the little bird and all that kind of stuff. But it costs way, way, way more. Plus, it does more than what I need. So that's why I don't really want to mess with the Raven. Yeah, so that's why I ain't really too much messing with the Raven, because one, it's more expensive, and it does way more than what I actually needed to do. So I'm not really messing with the Raven. Not that it's a bad product. Plus, I already got a scanner, and even if I was to buy a second scanner, I probably wouldn't buy a Raven. That's all. I probably wouldn't buy it. So had my scanner, battery, all of that stuff. Y'all seen the videos of my mobile printer set up. The only thing I didn't do was take my printer, which turned out to be not a good idea. But I'm thinking this is going to be simple. So I go in there, and I haven't sent out the link yet for the ladies to hop on, but well, matter of fact, I'm gonna send the link right now. And ladies, y'all going to hop on, and I'm gonna have y'all in the back office, or the green room as they call it, and then I'm gonna bring y'all up real quick like. So that's the link to hop on and share your stories. So I get there. I'm told to meet at a UPS store. I was a little skeptical about it, and I had every intent to go by the UPS store and find out ahead of time, would they be okay with me being there? That didn't happen. I get there, and I'm sitting out, and I see this one particular UPS employee that I've seen at other stores, and they give people a hard time. And I was like, this ain't gonna turn out good for me. So I go in there, tell her, she basically kicks me out. Well, you can't do notary work in here because we're notaries. It ain't got nothing to do with that. If this is where the customer wants to meet at, she's like, no, you can't come over here doing business in our business, this, that, and the other. So I was like, okay. And then now I told her multiple times I didn't set the place. They did. So she's saying, she's like, well, you can't do this, that, and the other. I said, well, I'll explain it to them since it seemed like you can't understand this. I was like, did I say I didn't understand you? I said, I understand you. I'm just letting you know, and I'm reiterating that it wasn't my idea to come here. It was them, the customers. Now the customers hadn't came yet. So I said, so don't sit here and tell me what I don't understand. Don't subscribe to me something that is not true, okay? And that's one of the things now in my older age, is that I'm not really putting up with people telling me what I think. or telling me what I said or what I believe when I never communicated that. And she was like, "Well, you seem like you don't understand." I said, What makes you?" Because I'm not sitting up here acquiescing and just running out the store. I'm like, I'm just letting you know where this came from. I'm like, I didn't pick the place; they did. So I go out there, call the signing company, tell them. They said, "Can you find another place?" I said, "I see what we can do." Then then we ended up going to a Starbucks, and I completely forgot there was a library across the street. I don't hang on that side of the town that often. There was a library across the street, and I forgot all about that. Could have went over there to the library, which probably would have been better, a lot quieter. Because we went to the Starbucks with all that noise, loud screaming, music, and all that stuff. So we sit down, and I asked the gentleman and his wife, "Have you gone over any of the documents? Have they gone over stuff with you?" Now, this is after I got the IDs, all of that. He said, "I ain't seen nothing. I don't even know what I'm signing. I don't know what the terms are. I don't know nothing. I know what I'm supposed to be doing, but I don't know nothing. Nobody talked to me." I was like, okay, this isn't going to happen in an hour. Because, see, once you do a commercial loan, as soon as you finish it, the majority of the time, I would say 99.99999% of the time, you have to scan it back immediately so they can review it, make sure it's straight, and then they fund it. And that's why I had to take the scanner with me and my laptop. Laptops, I'm gonna tell you, I gotta tell you about that too. So I go there, I'm asking the guy, does he understand what he's signing, or has he reviewed it or been told he's cool with the terms? He said no. So that told me right there they're gonna be reading everything. Give him the documents. The first document is a owner's affidavit. He said, "I can't sign this." I'm like, okay, what's going on? In the beginning, it says I'm the owner of the property, and I'm not the owner of the property. I'm leasing the property. So I can't sign this. And they had two of them in there saying the same exact thing. So we like, okay, got to put that to the side. Then we go through the document some more. He didn't agree to like some of the terms. He said, "But I'm gonna sign anyway." Then we get to another document, and it's like wanted them to, give the current lease over to somebody. And he was like, "Well, man, I ain't even supposed to be doing that." Like, he's like, "I don't like this here either." So I'm sitting there, I'm like, man, I'm like, okay, okay, okay. So we going through the documents. Finally get everything done. And then there was this one document. He said, I'm not signing that one because it's a marketing document giving them permission to use our likeness and market us and this, that, and the other. And I'm not really feeling that. I really don't want to do that. I said, no problem. I thought it was no problem, which how I'm talking right now, me and him both thought it was no problem because hey, what's going on, Crystal? Because in the refi packages, there's that document that you can opt in to be marketed to or use your likeness and all of that. And then there's, and all that, you can opt out of it. So we're thinking you can opt out. No big deal. Next thing I know, I scan everything back. Oh, well, I'm scanning everything back. I get everything signed without that document, go to the car, start scanning. The scanner's not connecting to the computer. I'm like, come on. Now, I just tested this like 5 times last night. Scan it, trying to scan to the computer. The good old trick is what? Reboot the computer. Go to reboot the computer. Next thing I know, it says Windows is getting ready. It's trying to install Windows 11 on me. I'm in the middle of a daggone signing, trying to scan. And it's telling me I got to update the Windows 11. Now, of course, all of you Macavites and stuff, you say, see, that's why you got to use Apple. So I said, okay, what's to do now? Got it. I will scan to the cloud. I got an account that's and I said I just have to scan to that because they wanted me to email the documents back anyway. There was no financial information on it, and I really don't like scanning to the cloud. That's a part of the reason why I really don't care so much for the Raven, because everybody wants to use them just to scan to the cloud. I prefer to scan to the computer and then do it that way. But I get it and everything. I get it. So I'm sitting there, hey, what's going on, South Carolina? So forgot you said UPS FedEx, but either way, I would have reported. Yeah, I'm gonna go back and deal with that. I'm gonna go back and deal with that. Because she was very rude and everything. Now I've done the closing at a UPS store before. Oh, did I use? No, I went there to do a scan back because I had to drop it. So she didn't. I mean, she just been rude. At every store that I've gone to, when I see her at the store, I would drive 10 hours to another store to drop off the documents. That's how unpleasant she is. That's just who she is, and a lot of other notaries, don't like her. And I'm talking about if Crystal, no, not Crystal, you on the other side of the wall, but she's normally at the one up there off of Military Highway by Salon Plaza and the Jimmy John's and stuff. But I was at a different one, so I didn't think I was going to see her. So I said, okay, I know what to do. I scanned to the cloud, downloaded it to my phone, emailed it to them. So that's what I said. The brother scanner can scan to a SD card, can scan to other devices, all of that kind of stuff. So don't think that the brother scanner can't do what the Raven can do. Raven might be a little faster, might be a little slicker, but and again, Raven, I'm not throwing shade at y'all. What I'm doing is just saying people try to go away from the brother because they don't think that it can do what the Raven can do, and it can. Okay, it can do just as like the HP scanners and all of them. A lot of them can all scan to the same cloud-based apps. So I'm saying all of this now. Keep in mind, I started at 9 a.m. This is not 9:30 when all this going on that I'm talking about now. This is like 2.5 hours later. 2.5 hours later. Go through, we get everything scanned. I send it back to them, and then I give them a little note saying, "Oh, FYI, Mr. So and so said he doesn't want to sign the marketing release form." Next thing I know, I get a email back. We ain't funding unless he does it. I was like, "Whoo!" So I had to tell him. UPS area master referred me saying, "Yeah, stop referring me." Yeah, 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 yeah. I've heard that. I've heard that too. So, hey, what's going on there? All things Nat Gene, Nata Gene. So I'm sitting there like, sir, they don't want to fund the loan because you won't sign this document. He's like, I ain't signing it. They ain't gonna fund it. Then I get fussed at because he calls them and they're like, don't give him our information. I'm like, well, I didn't know I couldn't give you his information. I'm like, y'all telling him he can't do something. Y'all the one giving him the money. Y'all want him to pay y'all. So he feels that he should talk to y'all. I'm like, so then how do you want me to proceed? If you don't want him to talk to you, I can't make him sign it. What do you want me to tell him? So they went on and signed it because the wife was getting frustrated. She needed to go pick the kids up. And then all of a sudden, I'm like, okay, we're done. I'm about to pack up. And next thing I know, oh, there was a document that wasn't in there. Where is it? I said, that wasn't provided to me. Something happened, probably didn't get sent to the signing company or whatever the case may be. And now they still can't fund the loan because this one document wasn't signed, which I didn't have. And it's a trip because that's the same thing happened to me on my very first one. I get everything signed, and then they're like, where's this document? I'm like, it wasn't provided to me. Oh, it wasn't? You're right. It wasn't. Here you go. Now, fortunately, I had my printer. This time I didn't have my printer. So I ended up having to go to his house because he has a printer there. By the time he left ahead of time because then I got on the phone with somebody talking about the situation, giving them an update. I think it was the signing company updating them. So he had left. He was like 5 minutes ahead of me and leaving. I get there. I walk in the house. I'm getting ready to say, put your email in here so I can send you the documents since they sent it to me. He like, they already told me to docu-sign it. I'm like, okay. So 3.5 hours later, I was done. 3.5 hours later. Now, how much I got paid. All right. Just one time, not that many times. Okay. Just one. Okay. The question becomes now, did I net a profit in doing that? How much profit did I net in the drive there, in the time spent, the extra effort that I had to put into doing the mobile stuff? How much? It was only one that this one time, okay? Not that many times, just one time. Okay, 3C notes. Okay. So now the question becomes, because everybody's talking about they want that kind of pay, are you willing to put in that kind of effort to get the job done? That's the real question. Are you willing to put in the right that kind of effort to get the job done? At no point in time was I flipping out, freaking out, sweating, cussing, fussing. What's going on, Colorado? You know what I'm saying? Are you willing to put in that kind of effort in order to get the job done? I wasn't sitting up here, give me more pay and all of that. See, if you that wasn't even in my mind about more pay. Now I had already blocked off time, so I'm sharing this with y'all to let you know that if you ever do a what's going on, Colorado, Miss Samantha Moore, if you ever do a commercial loan, give yourself 3 to 4 hours before your next one. I would say maybe even 5 hours. So give yourself 3 to 4 hours to do it before you have another one. Most of the times it's 2 hours because you have to send it back right then and there. They review it. And what I'm learning is from here on out, I will always have my printer just to be on the safe side. The computer thing, that's a hit and miss. That is truly a hit and miss. That is truly hit and miss. Because I didn't want to take the computer that I'm using because I got all this stuff connected to it. So I have a backup computer. I said, boom, I'll do that. And I sat here and tested the thing out, made sure it connected. And then I get there and then I hit the scan button and it doesn't want to communicate with it. And I was like, dang on it. So that's why I had to do the cloud and upload it. I hit the thing, everything loaded up, downloaded it to the phone. Bam, I was good to go. But are you willing to put in that kind of effort? Because I guarantee you, somebody who's listening to this will be like, "Well, I ain't doing that kind of stuff because that ain't netting me a profit. That's just too much. That's just too much of me running around in my red bottoms and or my gaiters and all this, that, and the other, my cowboy boots or whatever you wear." I mean, it don't always work out that way. So a $60 signing percentage wise could net me more than what I did today because I put in 3.5 hours to do this, sitting in the parking lot, trying to scan and all of that. So the question remains is, are you willing to put in the effort to get the job done, irregardless of the cost, irregardless of the time? Are you willing to do that? That's the question. That is the big question. So I'm just putting a link in there for the ladies. Y'all hop on. Now I'm trying to figure out, y'all be calling me, but why y'all ain't hopping on here to talk and share your story about how you've been successful in this business and the things that you've learned and the things that you may have adjusted and decided, hey, I need to do this, I need to do that to go, to go in a different direction, or something that you realize that, hey, I most definitely need to change this and everything. So we had the fellas on a couple of weeks ago. So we want to hear from the ladies. But the signing got done. The customer was very, very happy. I'll send them a link to my Google review, my Google page, and tell them, ask them to do a review there and all of that. And very, very, very nice couple. Very nice. And they was very happy with the fact that I was patient throughout the whole process and not freaking out. This is what I'm trying to get notaries to. This is what we talk about with the members that we're trying to help notaries have a firm foundation, because one of the worst things you can do is keep saying, well, I ain't never seen this. So then you start freaking out. Of course, you never seen it. I never had a situation like this today where somebody is being told they have to sign something that they don't want to sign that normally is optional. And if you don't do this, you ain't getting your money to do your business. And I'm sitting here like, what in the world can I do to make this situation good? There's really nothing. Even though I asked them because they fussing at me for something that I did, which was let them know, okay, well, here's the person who said you got to sign this. Maybe you need to talk to them, because the signing, there's nothing the signing company can do in this situation. It's between him and them. The people sliding the money to him, they're like, okay, you got to do this, So I'm sitting here like, what can I do? So I asked them, I'm like, what do you want me to do? Give me direction on what to do. And of course, they didn't say anything because they know there's nothing they can do. But I didn't, and I was upset with them fussing at me for trying to help this guy to get his situation rectified. But instead of firing back at them, I just said, what you want me to do? I apologize for it. Now give me guidance on how you want me to handle this and everything. You know what I'm saying? And all of that. So yeah. So we don't have no ladies that want to share their story unless every young lady here is at their W-2. If every lady here is at their W-2, type of one in the chat, okay? Because if that's the case, wow, if all of y'all at y'all W-2 and nobody can hop on, then type a number one in there, and let me know, because the people want to hear from y'all. Now this is different. This ain't Clubhouse. A lot of people like to hop on Clubhouse because you really don't have to show who you are and you can, chat away. But I wanted to give y'all an opportunity. And yes, I know it was last minute. It sort of popped in my head. And I was like, boom. So every single lady is at their W-2. Wow. Ain't none of them. I'm at work right now. I'm definitely not. I know. We just messing with you. We just messing with you. We just messing with you. Now, let's see here. Melly, I think it's time for you to take a smoke break. So you can take a smoke break and hop on. And Dev, yeah, it's time for you to take your normal walk around the building. Tonia, well, you normally in the car at this time of day anyway, taking a quick nap. So you might as well just go on and slide in there. And Tracy, it's Friday. You be leaving at this time anyway, early on Friday. So all y'all guys is gonna go on to do y'all thing and slide out and stuff and everything. So, okay, so what is it that you want to learn? Now, Crystal, Crystal, you my girl. We go way back, way back. I know Crystal can slide in here. Crystal, I know Crystal can. And everything. Yeah, Tony. Yeah, Tanya, Tonea. See that name, that spelling gets me messed up because I don't know if it's Tonea or Tanya. It's not Thomasina, so I know that ain't right, and everything. And then Samantha. Look, we know how much time many breaks you be taking. We know how many breaks you be taking, but I ain't gonna say nothing because your boss might be listening. But we know, they know. And everything. So the young lady, Melly Dean, what is it that you're trying to learn? What is it that you want to learn or you trying to learn and everything? All right, so here's the StreamYard link, Miss Loretta. That's it right there. I just posted it right after your comment there. Yeah, she be tripping. Yeah, Samantha be coming to work whenever she want. Be taking them 5-hour lunch breaks and everything and all of that. But yeah, so as I'm sitting there doing the closing today, I'm asking myself, what would the average notary who's in Facebook bumping their gums about how they should be getting this paid and that paid, how would they handle this situation? And I share these things with you because I want you to see this is what's going on out here, and this is not the stuff that they're telling you. The question is, how would you handle it yourself? So Miss Loretta's trying to slide in. She just got to finish connecting her device and hitting yes to whatever it tells her. You know what I'm saying? I've been liking the real deal experience. Yeah, yeah. The loan closings, as I've shared with people, the whole industry is last minute, so things will pop in and pop out. You got to really be on your toes for this. But if you stay level headed, you don't let anything freak you out. Oh, you work at the school district. Oh, okay. 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 Cool. Cool. See, you look like one of them principals. You probably running around right now about ready to write some kids up. Mm-hmm. Yeah, she look like she one of them cool principals that be talking with you and everything, be on TikTok. And then as soon as the kid come to school 5 minutes late, detention. But but you were just on TikTok with me, and now you in TikTok detention. Get your butt over there and stuff. Mm-hmm. So, but yeah. So this week for me has been great. Oh, that's what I want to share with y'all. I and I hadn't finished doing it. So in my area, because a lot of people talk about notifications and this, that, the other. So, and for whatever reason, signing order sends me notifications from two different numbers, and I didn't realize that. But I was just today is the 8th. I was going through looking at my notifications that I've gotten so far from SnapDocs and signing order, and one of the numbers from signing order or register at the dean's office. Oh, so you're the gatekeeper. Okay, 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 okay. You're the gatekeeper. Uh-huh. Yeah. So if they get in good with you, okay, okay, cool, cool. So far, between from SnapDocs, I've gotten 24 notifications this month. 24. Uh-huh. Yeah, she the gatekeeper. She's the gatekeeper. So this here, Miss Samantha Moore is the gatekeeper. So if y'all trying to get y'all kids in school or try to find a way to get some absences taken off their record so they can graduate on time, she's the one. She's the one. So I'm gonna pop you out, Miss Loretta, and then try to hop back in. Try to hop back in, Miss Loretta. Because you got to tell the thing yes, yes, and yes, and something like that, and all of that. So yeah, so she's the gatekeeper. So all right, see, I ain't my son's out of school, but if I had my kids in school, I guess I have to be like, bringing you. See, that's who you need to be bringing cookies and gift cards to. The person that's at the dean's office. Y'all trying to trying to sweet talk the title company. She the one y'all need to be sweet talking. Mm-hmm. Because she the one to be like, okay, well, I know a notary that can come in here and do all these field trip slips. And y'all done set up there and looked at her like, mm. And she's sitting there like, mm-hmm. Yeah, when you want to get your little notary self up in here, you ain't getting none. You ain't getting nowhere up in this place and everything. So get a link again to Miss Loretta. That's the link. But yeah, so what else? Let's see if Miss Loretta can get on up in here. Everyone speaks LSA, but not about how to be a service to the community with general notary work. My biggest thing is transferring my HR skills to my community via notary. I like that. I like that. And my man Q, that's what me and him was talking about today. this is where notaries are at right now. Because notifications have gone down. Again, I've seen 34 notifications this month between the 1st and the 8th. 34 notifications. Might be more when I look at that other number that I get stuff from Snap from signing order, but 34 notifications in 8 days. So that I know of. So that's just a rough thing. So 34 divided by 8. So you're talking about 4.25 notifications per day. Okay. So let's just take that as Monday through Friday. Okay. So let's take that Monday through Friday, which would give me how many days? So actually, so 6 days. Oh, okay. So 34 notifications divided by 6. That gives me 5. Rounded, you can round it up to 6, 5.66. So you're talking about 6 notifications a day. And yeah, I don't know why Loretta's your thing's not connecting. It says you will need to connect. Oh, you got to connect your microphone and camera, but you don't have to come on camera. You got to connect your microphone and camera, Miss Loretta. So once you do that, then it'll let you in, and then you can turn the camera part off. Yeah, but you got to let it connect the microphone and all of that. Yeah. So so that's the thing, you know. So I'm looking at this here at 5.66 signing notifications a day. It's not a whole lot, not a whole lot, but it's a good number. It's a good number. So then the question is, let me look at my numbers. Hold on, y'all, to just give y'all some perspective on this. So let me see how many I've done. Now, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So I got 14 closings that I've done out of the 34. So out of the 34, minus, so that's 20 that I didn't get for whatever reason. Now keep in mind there are some of these orders I got actually notifications before this month and everything. So if I go back, it might be even more. But from the first through now, there have been 34 notifications. So with that 34 notifications, where is that thing? Where is it? Where is it? So with that 34 notifications, so I got 14 orders and 34. So that's 41%. So 41% of those orders that came in, I got. If the, let's just say that's a true to face number. Because like I said, a couple of the orders I was booked for last, the notifications came in last month. So the number might actually be down and everything. But when you look at that, 14 is what percent of 34? It says 41%. So 41% of the orders, the notifications that come in, I'm getting that, I'm getting that and everything. So I think that's a pretty sweet deal. And then you just do that over a course of time. Let's see here. So Captivated Marketing is coming soon. Yeah, I'm telling you, he's doing some great stuff with Captivated Marketing. And then she said, microphone has been blocked. Okay, why are your microphone blocked? What you doing on your thing that you got your microphone blocked? You ain't using no work phone or no school division phone or something like that. And camera. Okay, so unless if you might have to, I'm trying to think, you might have to shut the YouTube down. So when you click on the StreamYard link, you might have to then go and cut off the YouTube, the video. You might and everything. But and so unless that's if you're on your phone. If you're on your computer, that's a different story and stuff. So it says I have to change browser settings. Okay, no problem, little lady. The site launching May 7th. Technically, we're in business now, but officially launching, coming soon. And then for the fellas, I'm going to be doing getting us doing a men's get together on that day. And one other thing that we are going to do, I need to let y'all know about real quick. Tomorrow, Judy Lawrence is having a pastille. All right, so that's an order coming in for the 13th of this month. Boom, I'm going to say yes to it. Dang, somebody beat me to it. Dang, boy, they was quick. They beat me to it. It was for 135. They beat me to it. Yep, they beat me to it just by a hair. No problem. No problem. No problem. Yep, I knew I didn't have anything for that day. So that's another order that came in. I didn't get it, but the orders are coming in, depending on where you're at and all that good stuff and everything, which is weird because the Snapdot says they send you stuff first, and I most definitely didn't delay in responding, so I don't know how I didn't get it and everything. So let me give y'all this link here. All right, so since the ladies didn't hop up, and I might have to change the title of the thing in the graphic later. She is having Judy Lawrence is gosh, it's tight today. And I put it in the community tab, but I'll put it here also as having a why are they trying to get me to go to Fredericksburg? Yeah, Fredericksburg is like over 2 hours away from me. Yeah. So nope, can't do that one. All right. So Judy Lawrence, Master Apostle Steel course. It is a free promo on it to talk about it, ask questions and everything. That is the Zoom link that I just put in there. That will be on tomorrow at noon. At noon. I keep forgetting to put the time. Gosh. So the link is there. Anybody who wants to hop on, I know that. I mean, we'll see. This is why we got to get y'all ladies, y'all business where it needs to be, so y'all can get off that W-2, so y'all can hop on Fritter Friday. Okay, if nothing else, we're gonna have y'all make enough money to walk away from your job, so you can hop on Fritter Friday. That's the goal. Y'all want to have freedom, so y'all can hop on Fritter Friday. That's the goal. See how you get to where you want to be. You set small goals. The first goal, I want to be on Fritter Friday once a month, then 3 times a month, then every single month. That's the goal. That's how you got to do it. So, oh man, I don't know why I didn't Saturday. I'm about to put March, April with the Mario, April 9th at 12 p.m. All right. So our class April 9th at 12 p.m. I will, where's that thing at? I will pin this to the top and everything. So since y'all at work, what's your questions, ladies? What are your questions? And what are your questions? What you got going on? Now, Samantha, what you got going on? Since you there as the gatekeeper, what you got going on? Because I think this is my first time seeing you on a live, and I don't know if we've spoken before. I don't think we have, so hop on. I mean, he's saying hop on. Feel free to ask a question. And then I can't remember, did I see what Miss Melly, what you're trying to learn? Because you said about general notary work. Is there anything in specific that you said you're here to learn? What is it in specifically you want to learn? Because you said you like the real deal experience, especially with the groundworks. I mean, with the general notary works and everything. So if there's a specific question that you have, um, that's what I would like to know so I can help y'all out. Is there something I need to show y'all? Anything, and all of that. Miss Linda, she's cool. Miss Linda's cool. And then we got I'm six figures in my career with thriving new notary business. So I'll pass on. What you mean pass on leaving your job? Look, I mean, I was at six figures, then I dropped down from six figures, then I left my job. So see, I'm the type, once they get on my nerves, I'm out. I'm out. But I understand. I understand. I understand. So if you depending on how deep you in with the job, I get it. I get it. Working on student files in their office, no problem. Look at you. Multitasking. That's all right. So, couple of things with the way things are turning out or have changed. Y'all got to keep in mind, as I've always shared with y'all, there's always going to still be loan closings. As you saw today, a SBA loan. Does it matter what? Does it matter what? Does it matter what type of loan you do all the time? Because there are a lot of people that's like, if I ain't doing this, then I'm not going to do notary work. I got in this business to make money, not to sit here and brag about what type of loan that I did. Okay. That's my thing. I'm trying to make money. So, like Q was telling me in his area, they've been popping these $70, 65 or 60 to $75 um loan mod things that's been going on. Oh, thank you, Miss Linda, for the super sticker. I like the little thing. Keep it up. I like that, the little pair. Yeah, yeah. And matter of fact, I'm getting myself back in shape because I drank a little too much eggnog. Y'all know how much I love eggnog. Eggnog done got these cheeks a little too fat, so I broke down and got me an elliptical. That'll be here in about a week. So time for me to. I can't. For whatever reason, I hate treadmills. I can't stand being on a treadmill, but I love ellipticals. I get on the elliptical and be on that all day long. But took a $55 HELOC 3 miles from the house. Yeah, and I've been taking some of the lower orders. I've been taking some of the lower orders, and right now it's about making money because you want to still keep your name out there. You want to have a chance to and everything. I know you give me a hard time from the females, so I get it that when you came into this business, they talked to you about a certain way to make money, but I think some of you are seeing that that way may not be long-term sustainable, or it may have some fluctuation, but then you can steadily make money in the business. So when you think about it, can I steadily make money in the business versus I'm just making money this way? So when you look at how true businesses are ran, Walmart, Kmart, all of these things, they're trying to constantly make money, even though today might not be as profitable as they would like. Tomorrow, just think about it. Because everybody talks about making profit almost on a daily basis. What happens when there's a natural disaster and the store is shut down for 3 days? They're not making profit. They're not making any money. So right there, their profit margin, that what they could make profit wise drops. Their revenue is gone. But then at the end of the year, they can still say we were successful. We had a profit from the yearly viewpoint. That's the key. How are you looking at this? If you're only looking at this as I got to make a profit every single day, you are going to stress yourself out. As somebody put in the comment section of they talking about, they got to reevaluate to match, to figure out the wages. There are no wages with this here business. It's revenue. Revenue is different from wages. Wages is what somebody else pays you. Revenue is what you make. And the goal is you to make revenue for yourself. I have not had a first loan signing. I've done general, but receive notification doing this is when I'm working or I'm too slow for accepting. Yeah, and as I always said, if you let's say if Samantha, you get off at 3:30, you can eat and the order's coming in for 2 o'clock, you can tell them, say, hey, I can do it at 4:30. And hopefully that gives you enough time to go home, print, and meet up with them and all of that. That's the kind of stuff that I've done before, you know. So 30-page HELOC, $55, probably 3 to 4 notarizations in there. That's not bad. That's really not bad. What's going on? I'm a Gene Moore. Hope I'm saying that great. Emma Moore. I'll be messing stuff up. So you had a 20-page HELOC for 100. Yeah. And it all depends on the area, the distance, and all of that. Because I'm telling y'all, when your bank account sees that money, your bank account be like, yeah, they be doing the bank head bounce and everything. Your job, your job is to find a way to get some dollars in that account. That's it. So if you can find a way to get dollars in your account's happy, all of that good stuff. Always looking forward to watching and learning. Yeah. So go ahead on Q.
What's going on? I'm representing for the fellas today because we showed up. I'm just saying. No, I love you, ladies. This is a really interesting topic. It kind of hits near and dear to my heart, as you guys saw in the comments section. Captivated notary marketing solutions. That's kind of the whole basis of what we're trying to do. Is there's nothing wrong with loan signing. It's just another avenue of revenue for the people. Really, if you want to have a sustainable business, when it comes to being a notary, you have to get out there and get into your community. And with general notary work, like right now, if you're in a state that allows you to charge for travel and other things, you can make more money or comparable money doing general notary work as you would with loan signing. And I really think that it's important that you focus on both. You can't just focus on one. To do both is going to help you. I really think that it's. Whoa, there's echo. All right, we're good. I really think that, when you work both together, one of the benefits of not just focusing on one or the other is, let's say you came into this business looking to get $150 to $200 per signing as a loan signing agent, and you didn't really give too much thought into general notary work, right? Now, if you're just sitting there waiting to get those appointments, you're passing up on general notary work that you didn't even know that existed. That general notary work is going to help you during those times where the loan signing isn't happening. And it really depends on the area that you're at. And that's one of the things that aren't really being spoken about outside of Griff's channel, of course. But it really depends on the area that you're at, as to how much money and how busy you're going to be. It's not popping everywhere. All right. And you have to understand that and kind of understand what your market what your market is. So it's almost, you if you're going to do this, you almost have to include that, unless you're in an area where there's a lot of real estate movements happening on a daily basis. You know what I mean? So general notary work, my travel price is my travel price. I had to raise my travel price, but my travel price is $45, right? So you have these signings that are coming in for 60. Well, I'm already starting with $45, and if I'm getting general notary sign, somebody that's calling me, and there's 3 notarial acts. If they, let's say they want a POA done and they want to notarize both the witnesses, that puts me at $60, and I'm not answering to anybody. So these types of signings are going to help carry you through and sustain that business, instead of just waiting on getting loan signings. You gotta get out there and get into your community, because through that you'll also find more opportunities and you'll find more business, rather than just relying on the law firms or the title companies that are in your area. You're really not casting a large enough net to start getting leads if that's all you're depending on.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's see what we got from Miss Loretta.
Net to start getting leads
So you might have to mute one of you. If that's the YouTube, you might have to mute the YouTube, Miss Loretta. Let's see what we got from Miss Loretta.
To start getting leads.
So you might have to mute one of you. If that's the YouTube, you might have to mute the YouTube, Miss Loretta. Let's see what we got from Miss Loretta.
Okay.
So you just muted yourself.
Oh, I sure did. Wait a minute. Hold on. Try to find out how to mute YouTube. Hang on.
You just muted yourself.
Oh, I sure did. I unmuted myself. Try to find out how to mute YouTube. Hang on.
You just muted yourself.
So Loretta, go to your YouTube page that you have open and mute the sound on that because you can hear us in StreamYard. So Loretta, go to your YouTube page that you have open and mute the sound on that because you can hear us in StreamYard.
Well, that's what I thought I did.
That sounds better. Unless you muted yourself.
So tell me real quick, man, some of the stuff that you're able to do with Captivated.
Oh man, so we are doing complete tailored branding. So if you need logos, business cards, we're taking care of that. You know, cover art for your Facebook business pages. You know, that little that box at the top of your page. People look at that. You know, so you want to make sure that you have a good representation of your entire business for everything that you're offering, where people can find you. So we do that. We're also making custom video ads. I've got a ton that are out there that I've made for myself. I've made some for other people as well. We have them with voice, without voice. And, you know, just depending on what it is that you want to do, anywhere up to a minute. But to be completely honest, the most effective video ads that are out there run between 15 to 20 seconds, right? So we're making that. We're also doing ad distribution. So we're doing social media ad distribution. It's something that I've been extremely successful with. I have a reach of about 12,000 in a month off of one particular ad. Now, to put that into perspective, and this was all organically, right? And I've been doing this for a couple of months now. 12,000 is just where we're at today. Not going back from when I initially started, because I've been doing this the entire time that I've been a notary. So we're going into those communities, those online communities that a CRM can't touch. And the reason why this is successful is because it takes work. It's not something that you can automate. It's something that you need to go in and start targeting where you're placing your ads at. And that's something that I've figured out how to do. And I am offering the people for a service, and also offering a masterclass to teach people how to do it for themselves in the long run. And with that, we're really metric based, because what we're looking to do, it's not going to be, you know, with ad distribution or any type of advertisements. You can talk to any business owners. It takes time. What you're really doing is planting the seeds with that. But you need to know where those seeds are being planted. So if you were to take a let's say a newspaper ad out, right? A newspaper ad, for a 1-day ad, you're paying $11 per inch of that ad. That's not square inch, that's per inch. Okay. So, you know, and how many people are reading newspapers these days? So now, you know, if you're looking to spend money that way, you're limiting your net, because a lot of people aren't reading newspapers. You have advertising over connected TVs. So, you know, if you go to a pizza shop or into a restaurant and they've got those TVs and you see local ads on there. So for them, you're looking at between $36 to $65 to reach possibly 1,000 people, right? Possibly 1,000 people for $65. With Captivated, for $150, I'm going to get you in front of 3,000 to 4,000 people.
Gotcha.
All right. And it's not only that, we're also going to look at the lifespan of that ad. Okay. We're going to see and measure who it is that is responding to that ad. We want to know who's liking it, who's sharing it. Okay. And then from there, this is a process. It's not just a one and done. It could be a one and done if you wanted it to be, but it's a process of starting to understand what your market is and starting to gear your advertisements towards those people that are actually responding to what you're putting out and hitting them in local markets. We are target marketing. Okay, we're not just putting it out there on Instagram. Please stop doing that. You're not talking to anybody but other notaries. I'm being completely honest with you. You're not reaching anybody unless you have businesses that you followed on Instagram and that are following you. You're not reaching anybody. And on top of whatever you're putting out there, you can have 2,000 people that are following you. Only 9 to 10% are actually seeing what you're posting. And that's part of Instagram's algorithm. So you're not doing any real advertising when you're advertising on Instagram. Okay. I'm just putting it out there. You want to do it, by all means, waste your time. But if you're looking for customers, they're not there. And you know, the signing companies are on there, but how many of those agents are really sitting on Instagram at 11 o'clock in the morning? They're working. They're working. They're not. They see the people that are on Instagram, but they're not actively looking for people on Instagram to do their signings. I'm sorry. There's not one agent that can cover nationally what signing agents are doing on Instagram. On top of the fact that only 9 to 10% of the people are seeing what you're posting anyway.
That is correct. That is correct. And that's the same thing with Facebook. Because when I looked at, through my IT consulting business, people was asking me to do helping them with marketing on Facebook. And when I looked at how much money you have to spend in order to get something in front of a certain number of people, I said, that's a good business model. But if you're a small business and you don't have the revenue, you know what I'm saying? And then you end up spending a whole lot of money to say, here I am, here's my business. But then here's the big thing. There's a large portion of notaries who aren't really ready for the increase of business when it comes. It's one thing to say, I need to market, I need to put myself out there. It's another thing, are you really ready? What time you get off, man? So, gotcha. Thanks, man. You know, so that's the key. Are you ready for the influx of business? A lot of times the person not. So, and now this doesn't mean do you have the equipment? You can have all the equipment, but if you don't have the mindset
right
to be able to handle it, if you don't have the family logistics to be able to handle, what's family logistics? Family logistics is your husband, your wife, your kids, your dog, your cat, your squirrel aren't going to be doing crazy stuff that's going to interfere with you being able to get out there to that closing or to that general notary work assignment. You
right.
sitting here and you're trying to go, and you can say, you know, whether you got 1 car or 10 cars, you get ready to leave, and then you got 5 cars at your house. You got a car, your husband got a car, your kids got a car, and they done all parked behind you, and you can't get out. And then both of your kids done left with their keys to go ride with their friends. How you gonna get to the signing? See, all of that family, that's the kind of stuff you got to be thinking of. How am I gonna get there? Now you're like, well, I want to get there, but then guess what? You're gonna have to catch an Uber or tell them you can't do it. Because if both the kids are gone and they're parked behind your husband, who's parked behind you, and they done parked so tight that nobody can move the car. I mean, you can't inch that out. You stuck. And then you call your girl, and your girl like, I don't know, you too heavy foot. Or you call your boy, and he's like, look, man, nah, I can't be letting you ride the Beamer like that. So all of a sudden, folk who you thought was cool with you, they like, nah, I can't let you. Or they sit there and try to charge you half of what you making for gas, and you don't even. You see what I'm saying? All of these are factors that you got to look at. And I've been in those situations before. I've been there, you know. And then if you got one vehicle and you got a spouse that seems to not know what time it, which that's not my wife, that's sometimes me, you know, that can be a problem, you know. So you got to keep in mind that, or you have a spouse that they take the car, and then when they bring it back to you, it got like 3 little teardrops of gas in it.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? All of those are things that you got to be concerned about. So you marketing yourself, but you're not in a position to do the business when it comes in. So when somebody said, hey, I'm ready for you now. Oh, look, I got to wait for Ray to come home. And when he come home, then I got to put some gas in the car.
No, you're right. And, you know, and that's one of the things that I've taken into consideration with Captivated. I will not be working with everybody. We will be doing one-on-one consultations prior to any work being done, because I want to know about your business, because I'm trying to set people up for long-term success and to learn some skills to be able to have long-term success. And we have to take a look at your business to see what is your business model, what is it that you're actually trying to accomplish here, and how invested are you into making sure that it's successful. Like you said, Facebook is actually probably the best route to do social media marketing. However, if you use Facebook's marketing, it's going to cost you $1,000 a day to possibly, not guaranteed, but possibly reach 2,000 people. 2 to 4,000 people is going to cost you $1,000 a day on Facebook. For myself right now, I am doing it free, getting about 6,000 in one day organically.
Gotcha.
Okay, so what I'd like to do is teach people how to do this, or if it's too much and too encompassing and you're not really a computer person, I'll do it for you. All right, I've got 7 slots available. I run them twice a month, the 1st and the 15th. There's a reason for that. Not because that's when most people get paid. It has nothing to do when people get paid. It has to do, it has to do more so with the way that the social media outlets operate. That's one of the biggest. Those are 2 of the biggest days for social media advertising. So I really do appreciate you letting me talk about it. It's coming. The website is up, but I'm going to be taking it down probably in the next couple of hours because I got some work to do. So if you want to kind of take a look to see what's coming, just a little sneak peek, it is captivatednotaryms.com, www.captivatednotaryms.com. Please feel free to check it out. Take a look. It's coming down shortly because I have more work to do. But I'm really excited to bring this to people and try to help people really get their businesses jump started, whether it's day one and you need a logo, you need some business cards, you want to have a conversation about it. That's what the free consultation is about. Or if you're if you're ready to get ads made and start pushing them out there, I got you.
Yeah. And see, one of the things you said about, evaluating whether people are for real about the business, because if you're trying to do this from a standpoint of you want to be a boss and you just want to have everybody doing stuff for you and you want to just sit back and have bragging rights, you got to be careful about that. Okay. You got to be careful. And I know a lot of people, men and women, want to sit here and they brag about how they got people doing stuff for them. The problem is sometimes the people who they have doing stuff for them are the people who are trying to work in the same industry. You don't want to have everybody who's doing business, who's trying to help you grow your business, already in the same industry that you're in. They got to have some kind of disconnect, because I mean, that's like, okay, let's just say me, I've been in it 5 years. Okay, I've been going 4 years. I've been in it 4 years, and that's like me trying to have Q be my assistant and help me run my business, but he's also trying to do the same notary business. That wouldn't be smart, because one, it can derail him. It can slow him down because he's spending all this time trying to help me with mine, and he's not able to run his. So you have to be careful about who you have coming into your business that's helping you. And you got to be willing to do some stuff yourself. But if you're like, well, okay, I want somebody to do this for me, that for me, because you can't do nothing for yourself. I mean, you can get to a point where you don't have to do anything. But when you're at a point right now where you're saying, I can't do anything, and you're unwilling to do anything, you don't even want to try to learn how to market yourself or do anything yourself, that becomes a problem, because now you put all of your eggs in one basket of everybody else doing stuff for you, and you're unwilling to do it yourself. That can be a huge problem down the road when you really need to do something yourself.
Hey, you mentioned something before, and it's something that's not really talked about, but I really think that a lot of folks need to think about this. On the aspect of getting mentors. I know a lot of people out there right now are getting mentors, and they're meeting up with these people that are local to them. There's one thing that you need to consider. These people might teach you everything that you know, but they're not going to teach you everything that they know. And you have to realize that they may say that they want to help you, but just process this thought. Why would they create the competition for themselves?
Right.
So I would, be leery of, it's good to have people that you could talk to and you can go bounce things off of, but to put so much faith in somebody that you become their direct competition, not too many people are willing to create that in their own market. Truthfully.
Yeah, no, you're right. And that's why I don't understand. This has been the only industry for as you operating as that's not a network marketing. Okay. In network marketing, what I'm about to say is the standard. But when you are independent business owners, to me, that shouldn't be the standard. The standard that people are trying to make now, and to me, in this business, that's really indicative of network marketing is that everybody is doing the same and everybody has the same price point. Network marketing, whether it's Amway, Shackley, Prime America, whatever you're trying to do, essential oils, doTERRA, all of that, the price point is basically the same. It's about who you can market to and how good you are at marketing to your small network of people. But even with that, it's really to make the money. You market to 15, 20 people, and then you get them to market to 15, 20 people, and then you get revenue off of that. And that's essentially, in my opinion, my 1000% opinion, is what I see is happening with the notary business. It's you come under me, I'm gonna teach you, and then you go do the same and get you some under you. And it's a money flow back up to the initiator of this. That's not why you came into business. If you wanted to be in network marketing, there's a lot of them out there that you can join. Notary is not network marketing. But in my opinion, some people are making it as that I'm going to show you how to do this. Then from there, you replicate what I'm showing you, and then you teach it to someone else, and then they teach it, and then you have them pay you, and then you pay me. That's network marketing. That is not being a notary.
Right. This is an independent business. This is
Right.
not that doesn't work. That model doesn't work. If they're slowly walking you through things and having you tag along on signings, and you think it's great because you're making $5 to be a witness and you get to watch somebody do these things, they're not looking out for your best interest. Because honestly, I think an approach like Griff did with me was, what are you waiting for? Just go out there and do it. Mm-hmm. Just do it. That's helping you, because it's making you go out there and make your money, not sit there and watch somebody else make their money with no intentions of telling you to just go out there and do it. They're going to string you along for a week, month, 2 months. This whole time you could have been out there.
When you say, I think we need to be careful about generalizations, I need more expounding. Me generalizing or somebody else generalization.
Am I generalizing? I think that comment is a generalization.
I don't understand it. I really don't. I don't know. Because now, I don't know. So before I say anything else, I need clarification. Okay, talking about the mentors. Well, I've said the same thing about the mentors, that are some of them out there. A lot of the ones that you see, I put it this way. The ones that you see, a lot of the ones that you see, they're pushing products. A lot of them that you see fall, and I know this is going to get me in trouble with people. Somebody's going to call me and think that I'm talking about them. This is what I'm talking about in general since I've been on YouTube, and even since I've been in the notary business. There's been a constant thing of a person has just started, and then they turn around within 6 months of starting, and now they're having a master class. Now they're having this and they're having that to teach other people. And then those people who they taught within 6 months, now they're starting a master class. They're writing books. They're doing movies, and they're doing documentaries. All of that stuff. I'm just being facetious when I say all them last two. But what I'm saying is, when are you doing the notary business? Because my thing is this. If all it takes is 6 months of doing the notary business for you to be an expert, then we all should be experts. That's the thing. So why do I need to pay somebody when all I really need to do is just go ahead on. You straight now, Mr. Loretta? Okay.
I think so.
Yeah. So go ahead on and make your comments.
I did.
Well, no, you said it and that was in the private chat, but go ahead on and let the people hear what you got to say.
Oh, yeah. I'm finding that this business is really up and down. And like right now, how you all were talking about how the notary side is, the loan signing side is so slow. And so I really kind of want to market myself, but I want to make sure I get with the right person that will teach me what I need to do. Mentoring, I feel like we get a lot of mentoring from you because I have gotten so much information um, from your YouTube channel, just getting in on, on these chats. And I've tried to pass along to, my notary friends, what I'm learning, because honestly, if I didn't listen to you, it's a lot of stuff that I wouldn't even know. And sometimes I'm finding out that we learn stuff here and, people just don't have a clue that it has occurred. So I commend you for what you're doing on YouTube, but you have definitely made a difference for me.
Yeah. Well, I'm just sharing a lot of what people are telling me that they're going through. So people are going through some serious painful things. When I hear somebody call me and say, "Yeah, this person reached out to me," I know the notary is saying another person reached out to them and said, "Hey, I can mentor you." Then when that notary starts coming along and doing good in the business and start making money, that same person who said, "I can mentor you," and you're paying them, then all of a sudden drops them.
Wow.
See, this is the kind of stuff that's going on, and people are a little hurt, a little embarrassed to go out there and say that because it's like, look, I done dropped $200-300 on this person, and then they drop me, and then they don't want to sit there and seem like they bad mouthing the person and bashing them and everything, and they don't tell me who the person is, but they just saying this is what's going on. So when I have 4 or 5 people telling me this, and they're not even in the same state, that tells me there's a problem going on because this person experienced it, that person, and I'm like, okay, this is something that's happening. Then when I hear people saying, yeah, I like Clubhouse, but I don't mess with it no more too much because I asked a question in Clubhouse, and then next thing I know, I got 5, 10 people telling me, oh, well, click on this link for my class, click on my link for this class, and they said, well, then, but when I researched them and see how long they've been in the business, they've been in the business just as long as me. So that becomes a problem. So that's what I'm really referring to when it comes to that. What you got, TDP?
Hey, can you hear me okay?
Yeah.
Hey, TDP.
Hey, so first, I just want to be clear. I appreciate you, Griff. To the notary, I'm waiting to see your marketing stuff because I think I'm going to need your help. The point, so I want to just get that out there first. The point I just want to make is that I do think it's what I said in the chat. We need to be careful with these generalizations because when you say when you make comments about mentors and they may not be looking out for your best interest, I could I could maybe say that about you too. You know what I mean? Not
You
that I would
absolutely
want
could.
to say that. So all I'm saying is let's be clear on the people or this group of people we're identifying. And so for you, Griffin or Griff, I totally agree. I've only been in this game for 8 months. And I am always shocked by learning someone has been in the business for a year and all of a sudden, like you said, they're offering this. They're going to mentor me. I got to pay them $30 for it. And I'm not saying me, um, but I feel like new people, new notaries need to be very careful because I've seen the angles that people are coming at them with, and I see it all the time. And I think you all see it if you're on Clubhouse. They talk about new notaries driving down the fees, but at the same time, trying to get them to take their course, right? So I think everyone just needs to be careful. I think there is a subset of, someone coined it, social media notaries that are known to take advantage of people. Some of them, not all, I don't know. But I just want us to all be very clear in not making these generalizations, because there are some mentors that I know of that have been in the game 20 plus years strong. If they're
Okay.
mentoring me who's new, I'm not their competition. I'm totally not their competition. I think they're well intended. They've been in the game. They have expertise that I don't have. So I don't believe all mentors are out to maybe set you up or
Well,
see
see,
you
here's
as
the thing.
competition.
Nobody
So I'll
said
just
that.
stop.
Right. But see, that's the thing. Nobody said, we're not talking about the 20-year notice. And see, this here's what happens a lot when I'm
So
saying,
that's
making
what I'm
comments.
saying. Everyone needs to be clear when they're speaking.
But
And
here's the
Q, you
thing.
maybe didn't say it
I have
exactly
been,
like that, but
but
you did say, why would a mentor help you if you're competition, right? Instead of, there are some that are out there that may not be well intentioned. That's what I'm saying. That's the generalization. If we're going to say mentors aren't going to give you all of the expertise because you're competition. I don't believe that's true of all. So that's all I'm saying. I'm not trying to argue. I don't want to
no,
get
no,
into
it's
an
no argument.
argument. I think this is great, healthy discourse. And also, because he was challenging us women, I had to get to a place at work and jump on here. So that's all I wanted to say. I think you guys are both great, but I just wanted to have, just maybe be a little bit more careful with how we approach and use the language. And I'm agreeing with both of you. I just want us to be careful. That's all.
Okay.
I'm done.
Well, here's the thing. Here's the thing. It really doesn't matter how I say it. There are people out here, not talking about you, but there are other people out here that no matter how I say it, they say that, oh, this is what you mean, Griff. No matter how I break it down, and I can sit there and say and preface it. That's and people get upset with me because I keep prefacing stuff so much. But then when I don't preface it, then somebody says, oh, well, you're generalizing it. But if you really have listened to my videos, just because I'm not prefacing it now doesn't mean that I'm going away from that preference and then generalizing it and saying that it's everybody. Okay, the whole premise that we've been talking about is the new notaries. Been talking about that for months and almost really over a year. So that premise hasn't changed. One of the things that I would like to see is that these senior notaries who are these mentors out here, I believe they need to step up more and make themselves more available to squash this. But here's the problem. Everybody keeps having this mindset of, well, I don't want to hurt nobody's hustle. I don't want to stop somebody from making money. But the problem is these same people who are fussing about notaries taking a $60 order are the same ones saying, pay me money of $300-400. How can I pay you $300 a month if I'm not making money? All of this here is going round and round and round. And I know there's other notaries out there, senior notaries and stuff. But then at the same time, on Notary Cafe, there are a lot of senior notaries who are putting out bad information about don't print on letter in legal, always print on letter no matter what. I tell them to do this. I've been doing this for 15, 20 years. So on the other side of the house, in certain arenas, there are senior notaries who are telling notaries some bad information based off of how they did things. And that's what I'm saying. So it could be on, it actually is on both sides. Yep, I'll say I can do that. You see what I'm saying?
I
So
agree with all the
so
King did. Yep,
right.
I
So
agree.
I can't, so that because look, there are people who don't want to hear nothing negative at all in life. There are people who don't want to hear nothing negative or questionable about the industry that they're in. What they want to hear is positive, positive, positive. They just want to hear how we can make money and go out here and do it. But the problem is, I can shut all of this down. And guess what? There's a thousand some people out there just generalizing in that. I will admit, I'm just saying there are a lot of people out there who are still going to do everything they can to take advantage of y'all. And if So, and if we stop talking about it, when does it stop? How does it stop? Because nobody wants to stop it. Nobody wants to address it. We keep saying, okay, well, I'm going to start this program. I'm going to start that. I'm going to start this. I'm going to start that. But we're not dealing with the issue at hand, because you can't complain about what you permit. If you permit people who are doing things wrong, how can you complain about it? Like they say, don't complain if you don't vote. So what I'm saying is, people who complain about folk taking $60 orders, okay, what are you doing to help them to be in a position not to get the $60 orders? How do you how are you teaching them to get the $100 orders, the 150 to 200? But the problem is, more than likely, you're in a different state and real estate market than the person who you're fussing about. So what you're telling them over for what you're doing doesn't necessarily resonate in their area. This is where the problem is. And we see this, and we do see this, but then we say, well, they trying to make some money, so we don't want to stop them. Okay, don't stop them, but then don't complain about when you keep having these issues. This is what's going on. So the question then becomes, how do we fix the problem that we see of notaries not knowing how to notarize, not knowing what to do in this loan closing, all of that? And I'm not talking about what to say about the documents. How can a notary do what I did today and sit there for 3.5 hours and deal with all the ups and downs of a closing? Do they have the mentality and the mindset to be able to do that and get everything notarized correctly? So when you scan it back like I had to, they said, and they got all the documents signed finally. Nobody came back and said, hey, Griff, you didn't notarize this. You didn't stamp this. The dates was wrong. You didn't. Everything I did was on point. That's what notaries got to get to. And I believe if notaries focus on doing that for themselves, it will eliminate them and empower them not to hear these naysayers and these other people who are trying to scam them, because we know there are scammers out there. So do we not say anything at all?
And that's really what I was getting at,
Go ahead,
TDP. I'm sorry. I definitely want to hear what you have to say, but I want to just clear some things up. Again, there was a generalization, but we have to understand that there are people that don't have our best intentions at hand. And we do have people that are, and I've seen it in my own local area, just talking about in my area, not your area, Griff. We have people that are taking other notaries underneath their wing and stringing them along instead of helping them out, actually get out there to get to work. I mean, let's be honest about this. This is a notary. We're verifying ID. We're placing a stamp correctly. It doesn't take 2 months to get somebody to a point where they can do that. So there are people out there that are stringing new notaries along from actually jumping out there and getting to work. But they need work. They need to make money. And then these people will contact somebody like me, because I have had these conversations. They say, well, I have a mentor, but they're not really helping me.
And let me throw this in there real quick and then go back to you, TDP. Here's what really set my antennas off. I've had two young ladies call me and tell me, and one person was done wrong by a guy and the other one was done wrong by another lady, that both of them was told, hey, you come work under me and I will get you some signings. So as they get the signings, so we'll use this here. I'm the guy who goes to Q and I say, Q, you need some work? No problem. I will get you signings. And then I'm telling Q, I'm going to pay you X amount of dollars. But here's the problem. I never pay Q. I never pay him. And two ladies, independent of each other, who don't know each other, dealing with two different other senior notaries, had that done to them, where the senior notaries are saying, coming to them, seeking them out, saying, hey, I can get you some work. Oh, okay, great. And I'll pass some work on to you. Now that tells me that they're probably getting something from a local company and then telling this other notary to do it. And then the notary goes and does it. And then like one lady was only paying the person $45 and saying, yeah, once I see that you've done it error-free a couple of times, then I'll start paying you $60. And I'm sitting here like, okay. And then she said, but the problem is they never paid me the $45. They never paid me any money at all. And then when I call them, I can't get them on the phone no more. So this is the kind of stuff that's going on. People don't want to talk about it. People want to pretend like, oh, none of this is happening. Nobody would do this. We're professionals. We swore an oath. These folk don't care about no oath. They care. They see that you are running around, and in some cases, some people are begging for a mentor because that's what you've been told that you need to have, and therefore your focus, instead of learning the business, learning how to be a great notary and learning your job as a notary, you're seeking out some other human being who you don't know, have no connection to tell you everything you need to know. So that's what I try to do on this channel. I try to push you to learn for yourself, because that's what you did in your job. You took that W-2 and ain't nobody was there to help you, and you learned everything you could in that job. And guess what? Boom, 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 boom. You became great at your job. You raised your family. Hey, mama, can you help me? Hey, uncle, can you help me? You raise your own kids. Okay, fine. I'll figure it out. Boom, 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 boom. And you do what you got to do. But we get into this business and we act like we got just straight up locks on us and we can't move unless somebody tell us. And we all, well, these are very important documents and stuff. Everything's important. The life of your child is important, but you figured it out. And I just have a hard time believing that the people here, these 50-some people, don't have it within them to be able to figure out how to follow state guidelines to notarize. It gets confusing when you start trying to do all this other crap, and I'm using that word crap, that people tell you to do that has nothing to do with notarizations, that has nothing to do with the NNA is telling us to do. It's all their personal preference based on their particular area that they've cut deals with their people, but it's not necessarily what you should be doing infinitum and across the board as a notary. And you're trying to implement and execute that stuff, but you're not learning and implementing and executing the stuff that you're supposed to do as a notary. That's where the confusion comes in at. And I haven't had anybody refute that at all since I've been saying it for the last year. Okay. And I'm not trying to be argumentative. I'm just bringing out a point. And if I'm wrong, please somebody correct me and show me where I'm not saying it. But I'm basing this off of conversations that I'm having that many of you are not having with other notaries who are going through this stuff. What you got, TDP?
So, yeah, so I definitely, you guys both have said a lot. So I'll just try to be brief. I agree with all that you have said. Like I have said, I've only been doing this for 8 months, but at the end of the day, there's a couple of things that we have to be very clear on. It's all of our responsibility if we are venturing into owning a business. The onus is on you to do all of the research possible. And that starts with jumping on Griff's YouTube, maybe Q's, all of that. That's what I did. I just consumed all of this information, right? And at the time, being me, you don't know what's right, what's wrong. But what I did know is I had my state primer. I believe in the NNA, went through all of their training. And then you can begin to discern those people putting out bad information and those that are putting out accurate information. So I don't think it's my responsibility to well, let me back that up. I think there's good and bad in any situation. And I think what you're doing, Griff, putting it out there, I think you do have to talk about the bad because that's the only way you're going to get to the good, right? That's the only way that you're going to get there. So I I think it's great what you're saying. I believe in most of what you say. I probably disagree with how you say it, and that's okay because I know where your heart is. You want new notaries to be able to do the work and understand how it is to notarize because that's why we're commissioned. Everything else revolves around that. And what we're seeing is that there are people that don't know how to do the very thing that they were commissioned to do. So I agree with all of that. The only
Right.
thing, the last thing I would say is that, again, if people get taken advantage of, they have to take some responsibility. They have to learn from that, bounce back, and consume all of this information that is out there, because I think there is good information as well as totally wrong information. I had to discern that, and I feel quite capable to do a great many things. My focus is on G&W because I believe in the commission. I don't need to do loan signings. That's not anything. I've taken the training. I could do it if I wanted to. I'm more focused on G&W, and that's where I am. But I also understand that there are people who want to diversify and do it all, but they need to learn, they need to do the research, they need to arm themselves, because it's not Rick's responsibility to teach people. It's not Q's responsibility. If you decided you wanted to open up your own business, then it's on you to do the research and the work and find the resources to help you to get a foot up in this business. And that's all I
True.
wanted to say.
But now what about, but see, that same process, what you just said, I applied that same responsibility to the people who said, I want to teach and train notaries.
Yes.
So when you say you want to teach and train notaries and you market yourself to do that, you have a responsibility to ensure that you are empowering the person who you're teaching and educating so that they can be successful at what you're teaching and educating them to do, which is be a good notary. No different than in school. If you have a doctor, somebody trying to be a doctor, and the person teaching them is only really teaching them how to be a bus driver, that doesn't work. You got to teach the person how to be what they're supposed to be. That's what I'm saying. And understanding human beings, not everybody coming into this business has the right mindset and experience and will and intensity and experience to be able to just say, oh, okay, I know how to vet and know how to have discernment. They don't. So if nobody's talking about it, then how do they ever get exposed to they need to be able to do that? A lot of people say, well, you need to be able to do it. Well, not everybody knows how. Just like if you tell a 12-year-old kid, well, you need to figure out how to fix food for yourself. Okay, well, show me and then I can. Nobody who's showing them how to discern, who's showing them how to vet. Nobody, we're being told to do that, but nobody is teaching them how. And that's what I'm here trying to do. You see what I'm saying? Now, there's no, in my opinion, I don't know what other way I can say what I'm saying so that people not getting upset and offended. And I've said it on my channel many times. People hit me up all the time and tell me, well, Griff, what you're saying, I agree with. I just don't like the way you're saying it. So I'm sitting here like, okay, well, how about the way the people who are out here marketing this business and lying in some cases about what we can do and how we do stuff? They're lying about how we're supposed to do a loan closing. Nobody's saying anything about that. But everybody wants, not, and maybe not just you, but I'm just saying there's a lot of people out there who hit me up in the back channels telling me you need to tone down. The way you're coming across is just so aggressive. The way you're saying stuff is just, it just rubs people the wrong way. I'm like, okay, so people are doing wrong and they're taking advantage of folk. And I'm supposed to say it in a nice and polite way. Please stop taking advantage of people.
Oh, don't forget, Griff, you got to say it. You got to be nice and polite on your own YouTube channel. You can't talk how you want to on your YouTube channel. You have to say it, the way everybody else wants you to on your platform.
And that's what I've been told too. I've been told that on my channel, I got to tone it down and stuff. So what I'm saying is, okay, if I did that, the way I look at life is, if I did that, how does a problem get solved? Because if there's 80 people out there that want me to tone it down, don't say anything, find a different way to say it so that somebody who it doesn't apply to might get offended. If it doesn't apply to you, as we've all been told, then just like you're saying, well, you need to vet and you need to figure out how to run your business and you need to figure out how not to get screwed over. Then if what I'm saying doesn't apply to you, why are you getting offended? You don't get offended by something that doesn't apply to you. You know what I'm saying? No matter what. I mean, if the cops are speeding, coming down and saying, okay, or let's say at work, they pull everybody into the office, and they do this all the time. They pull everybody in the office and they sit there and they say, what? We need to be on time. And then you get mad at the boss. Look, why are you talking about we need to be on time? Why are you getting upset? You're always on time. Well, I just don't like the fact that you said that we need to be on time, and you pulled me in a meeting talking about we need to be on time. I can do that. I'm the boss. I'm asking everybody to come in, and I'm talking to everybody in general to let them know that the higher ups want us to be here on time. If it does not apply to you, don't you sit up here freaking out. And I've seen that when I was working my W-2 all the time. It was like, I'm doing what I'm supposed to do, so don't pull me in on a meeting that talks about that. If it's not you, don't trip. It's that simple. It's that simple. If it's a relationship thing between a man and a woman, and Dr. Phil is talking about it, or some marriage counselor, and they saying something, your husband or your wife shouldn't be sweating about something that's being said on TV about relationships if it's not them. That's what I'm saying. So people don't want nothing to be said sometimes, in my opinion, about what's going on. And I don't honestly know any other way to say what I'm saying without people paying attention to it. Because let's say this, a lot of the teachings that I've done on the channel, I've taught this, that, and the other. Subscribed and sworn before me on this date by, and after the word by, Fred Jones and Ethel Jones' name goes after the word by. What do I get after? I get 15 calls after that asking me who name goes behind this. I'm saying it nice and polite and calm. This is what goes on. I say it 15 different ways, and I still get people that say, I didn't get it. I didn't understand it.
But Griff, that I think we're just going to keep going in circles, and I see Loretta's still on here, so I don't want to take up her space and her time if she wants to say something. I think at the end of the day, I feel what you're saying, your content, your intent, it's all positive. I totally get that. People can say whatever they want to say, how they want to say it. That's totally fine. The only point that I was trying to make was that the generalizations, you hear it a lot, everyone being lumped into this, that there's this, and that's not always the case. That's the only point that I was trying to make. I think it seems like to me you've taken personal responsibility for most new notaries or new notaries getting into this industry to educate them through your years of experience, and I applaud that. But I don't assume that and I'm going to be real, because I can say it, I'm a grown woman, I'm going to say what I'm going to say. What I have found on Clubhouse is that there are a group of women who are known for taking advantage of people. I don't go into their rooms. Once I peeped that out, I was out. There are two rooms on Clubhouse that I go in. They're about positivity. They're about helping new notaries, teaching them, and it's coming from people that have been in the game for many, many, many years. So at the end of the day, Griff, I'm here for everything that you have to say. I stand by what I said. Sometimes I don't agree with how it's said, but it doesn't mean that you're wrong or whatever. You can say it however you want to say it, just like I said what I just said about these certain 757 people. And now that's just what it is. So I'm going to stop talking because
Okay.
I know time is long and there may be other people who want to speak. But thanks.
Yeah, I'm about to bounce out. Well, and I appreciate what you're saying, and and other people have said that. And I will say this: what I don't understand is, and this has nothing to do with you. This is just what I hear people saying all together. And I'm gonna bounce you out, Loretta, because I'm about to go, so I got a signing to go to. Thanks for swinging in. Here's what I don't understand. people make these statements, they don't like the way I say something, but then they say people have the right to say whatever they want to say. And my question then becomes in my own mind, and this is probably going to be my first time ever saying this out loud. I then wonder, I'm like, what am I saying so wrong? Because if people can say what they want to say, and we all supposed to have this tough skin, like Will Smith should have been tougher skinned about what was said about his wife. And then I'm like, okay, but all I'm doing is saying words. I'm just speaking something. But then it's like people to keep telling me, don't say that, don't say it. And I'm like, okay, why not say it? And if it's the thing of somebody might get offended, then the question becomes to me, who is going to get offended? And what are they getting offended about? And then I would love for them to have a conversation with me. We can talk offline and educate me on how what I'm saying is incorrect and is offending them. Now, more than likely, the person, and so far the people who have called and talked to me are people who don't eat, who what I'm saying doesn't fit. But they've been told, oh, well, Griff said this, so it must be talking about you. Griff said this, he must be talking about you. I'm talking about just this whole concept in general. Yes, and sometimes it has to be in general because I don't always have the specifics on who's doing what. But there are a lot of people who are making convincing notaries to pay them for stuff and they're not following through. There are a lot of notaries who are saying, I can get you signings, and they're not paying them. They do get them the signings, but then they don't pay them. There are notaries out there who are trying to run signing companies that say, oh, you can be on my preferred list. However, when you go to try to do work for them, oh, well, if you don't have this type of equipment or that type of equipment, I can't make you preferred. But you didn't say that 10 days ago when we was over here. You told me you was going to make me preferred. So now I'm asking where are the signings, and you're telling me because I don't have this kind of printer, that kind of scanner, I can't do mobile, I can't do this because I'm not able to do those things, that now I can't be preferred, and you didn't say that. So these are the kind of things that keep flipping, flopping back and forth. So I'm like, if what I'm saying is jacked up, then what the heck do you say about what they're saying? And they're putting it out there. And you talk to other notaries and stuff. I'm like, why were you not dealing with that? Because I can, but those people still going to keep doing what they're doing. And nobody is addressing it. Everybody wants to like, well, just leave them alone. The problem is those people who we keep saying leave them alone, they're being some of them are being predators, and they're hunting out. They're hunting people out. I'm not hunting anybody out. That's why I say people keep saying, well, I want you to be my mentor. My mentor starts with you looking at my videos. But then there's a whole bunch of these new notaries. They got mentor programs. They've been in it a year. Yeah, I got a mentor program, and I got 15 people, and feel free to hit me up and back channel me and this channel me, and you can hop on my mentor program. So I'm sitting here like, okay, y'all sitting up here begging for people to mentor you, to mentor. And all I'm saying is just be careful. And don't say that, Griff. You might offend somebody. I think it's offensive that you sitting up here barely even know what you're doing, and you trying to mentor somebody in something that they're going to barely know what to do. We wouldn't want that for our own kids. You wouldn't want that for your spouse. You wouldn't want that for any loved one, that somebody is trying to teach them something and they barely know it themselves. That's what I'm saying. So I can shut it down. I have no problem. But there are a lot of people out here who, so far prior to me coming, and this is not trying to throw some glory on me, from what I'm seeing prior to me coming out here on YouTube, there was nobody talking the way that I'm talking. However, I've learned there are a lot of people who feel the way that I feel. They feel and they see. They just didn't want to be the one saying it. They didn't think it was important enough. They felt, hey, let me just focus on this over here. And I'm cool with that. This is my personality. This is who I am. And I think I've helped out a lot of people overall by being the way that I am. After being in the business over 2 years, almost 3, when I did come on here, I'm like, I just don't see, I get what you're saying. TDP, I do get what you're saying. My wife talks to me about it herself, the way I say things. And to be honest, because a lot of y'all don't know me, my wife could tell you I'm saying things a whole lot nicer than what my true personality is. I'm the way I'm saying things now is way nicer.
Right. This is cleaned up.
This is cleaned up. And I don't mean me talking me like curse. I don't even have to curse. I'm just saying I can be very, very dogmatic.
Griff is like,
than
I
what
am smiling
now.
Griff is like, I am smiling.
So I get what you're saying, but trust me, I'm not, and that's why I say I'm not here trying to stop people from making money. I'm just trying to stop people from getting hurt and helping those who don't know how to vet people, helping those who don't have discernment. They don't. And I agree with everybody who's told me, well, the people need to take responsibility. If the trainees need to take responsibility, what responsibility does the trainers have? Because the trainee goes to a trainer and what they come out from the trainer is incorrect and wrong, then that means there's a problem on the trainer side. If you send your kid to school and your kid comes out not knowing how to do 1 + 1 is 2, do you blame the kid? Do you blame the parent? Or do you say, wait a minute, school, what is this teacher teaching my kids? That's what we say. Because at some point in time, the person who's being educated, they don't know, and then they're being educated wrong. You go into college and you realize, wait a minute, you're not teaching me what I need to know to be successful in this course. What is wrong with this professor? We need to investigate this professor. What are they saying? They're teaching stuff that is not conducive to positive learning and moving somebody into the next realm of higher education so they can be successful. If that person who is running their mouth is not doing that, then boom. Because let's just be real, and I'm gonna close it with this. The stuff that some of these trainers are doing out there, if I've been doing that, if I made promises and didn't keep them, there will be so many exposure videos about me left and right. And I ain't talking about those fake exposure videos where you say I'm exposed so-and-so, and then you talk about how much you love them. No, you'll be like, Griff ain't about Griffith, and you'll have all kind of examples and all that kind of stuff. I'm just being real with you. And that's how I personally feel. That's how I personally feel. Because there's people been doing stuff out here way longer than I've been on here. And ain't nobody saying a thing about them. Ain't nobody bold enough and bad enough to talk about it. They just keep it too close to their chest. They just count the money that they spent lost, and they go on about their business. And that hurts me. That really hurts me that somebody can't, because they're afraid that other notaries are going to come down on them for trying to speak their truth. And we always talk about people speaking their truth. Speak your truth. Share your story. And then when they really do, it's, oh, you shouldn't have said that. I mean, you say, I get it, but no, don't do that. Do it. Deal with Chris Rock a different way. And I'm not saying that I agree with what Wills did, but sometimes when you poke people and you mess with people, and what I'm concerned about is some of these notaries out here, somebody's going to mess around and get screwed over really, really, really bad. And there's going to be a spouse that is not going to appreciate their loved one getting taken for $2-3 grand, and they got nothing to show for it, and their mortgage can't get paid. And that's real talk. And when you hurt somebody, you can't always dictate how they respond. That's what I'm saying. So I'm trying to do everything I can to mitigate some of this pain and stuff. And I know this isn't everybody's fight. I know this isn't everybody's personality. Let the chips fall where they may. Well, we've been doing that. And look where we at now with the notary business. We've let it fall. It ain't felt too good. So I'm gonna bounce on out of here. Thanks, y'all. If I have offended anybody, if I have upset anybody, it was not my intent. Okay. It was not my intent whatsoever. But I do understand. I do understand what you are saying. And yes, there are ways of saying things, but there's also a way of conducting your business as a notary trainer, a notary mentor, so that people who are being trained by you can be helped out properly. And if you're doing stuff right, then nothing that I say or anybody else says should offend you. It's that simple, regardless of how generalized or specific they say. But as I always say, if I'm saying something wrong, if I'm doing something wrong, and you have a productive, positive, constructive way of showing me how to do something better without losing my message, then I'll be more than happy to take it under advisement. And I have been talked to about the way I said things. I've looked at the way I say things. And there are things that I could say I don't say. And sometimes things I do let ride. But when I get phone calls after phone calls of people getting taken advantage of, I can't let it ride no more. So I appreciate y'all. Again, I'm here to do everything I can to help y'all and all of that good stuff. All right. I'm going to go on and knock out my thing. Talk to y'all later. Y'all have a great weekend. Enjoy yourself. Thanks, ladies, those who was able to come up here. I appreciate you. Y'all have a good one. Peace.